In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Google Forms. This is an example of what a Google form looks like. Google Forms are used for things like surveys, quizzes, and tests. First of all, you need to open Google Forms. One easy way to do that is to simply go to your Gmail, open the Apps Launcher, choose from the list More, and here's Forms, this purple button right here. So we're going to go ahead and start with a blank form, and I'm going to title this Halloween Dance Survey. And right up here where it says Untitled Form, I'll click that, and it just took this title here and made that the title of the form. So the description of this form, I'm going to say, let's see, please fill out this form to help with the planning of the upcoming dance. And your survey does not have to be about a Halloween dance. It can be about whatever topic you want, as long as it's school appropriate and not too silly. All right, now I need to start adding questions to it. So right here where it says Untitled Questions, I'm just going to click in this box and write my first question. So how about something like, in order to make this an awesome dance, students, should help plan it. Which committee are you interested in joining? Question mark. And now I need to decide from these options over here what kind of answer I want people to be able to give. So for this, you need to use make up a question for each one of these: short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, checkbox, drop down, and linear scale. So for this particular question, I'm going to choose multiple choice. So now for option right here, I'll put my categories for committees. So I'll have a food committee, I'll have a decoration committee, I'll have music committee, costume contest committee, and in case I didn't think of one and somebody else has a good idea, I'm just going to click other, and that will leave a box for people to fill in. Now let's say I accidentally add another one, but then I change my mind. So I can get rid of that simply by clicking this X right here, which will remove that. Now if I want this to be required, forcing people to answer it before they can submit the form, then you can click this little slider here, and that will force people to answer it. Okay, next I'm going to click this little plus sign over here to make a new question, and I'm going to say, what time should the dance be? What time should the dance be? And I'll go ahead and make this one a drop-down menu, and I'll give people some options. So I'll say 7 to 9 p.m. And for my next option, I'll say 8 to 10 p.m. And my next option, I'll say 9 p.m. to midnight. Okay, and those are going to be my options. I'm going to require this question, so I'm going to people have to answer it. Now let's say I want to see what my form looks like so far. So what I'm going to do is click this eyeball up here, which is preview. So this is what it's going to look like to the viewer. So they see that they get to click any of these options here, and here for what time should the dance be, they get to click this little thing and choose which one they prefer, and then there's a submit button. So that's what it looks like so far. I'm going to close this, leave, and go back to my Halloween dance survey and keep adding more questions. So next, I'm going to add a scale. So let's choose this from here, a linear scale. And how about, how scary do you think Dracula is? And for down here, I'm going to say really scary. And here I'm going to say not scary. And let's see, let's make this required and click preview and see what that's going to look like. So, how scary do you think Dracula is? Oops, I misspelled scary. So 1 being really scary, 5 being not very scary, and then the scale in between. Looks pretty good so far. So I will close this and go back to my Halloween dance. Got to fix my spelling. There we go. And my next question will be about what categories do you think there should be for the costume contest? Question mark. And for this one, I'm going to choose checkboxes. Checkboxes let you choose multiple choices. So I'm going to say cutest and add an option most scary and add an option best homemade costume, add an option most unique, best group costume. And in case somebody has a really good idea that I didn't think of, I'm going to choose an other category, and I will require this. So now people can go and click more than one of these. So they could do cutest and most unique and their own option. All right, so I also need to have a short answer question. So I'm going to choose short answer and say, where do you think the dance should be held? And I mean what room or building on campus. And I will put a question mark there, and then people can write their answer in here at the bottom. Okay, and the last one is going to be a long answer question. So I'm going to click the plus sign and write, if there is a haunted house what features or activities would you like to have? And people might have more to say about that, so I'm going to give them more room to write by clicking the paragraph option, and then I will make that required. Then let's go ahead and preview that and see what it looks like. So far looks pretty good. So I'll go ahead and close that. A couple more things that you can do if you want to reorder the questions. You can just click on these 6 little dots right here, and you can click and drag and put this in a different order, so you can move the questions around. And then I'm also going to click the color palette. I could choose any of these, but you can also choose this little icon right here, which gives you all sorts of options. So since this one is for Halloween, I will scroll down and maybe I'll choose this one right here and select, and then that will add that to the background here. Then I also need to click this little gear right here for the settings, and I want it to collect email addresses because otherwise I don't know who has responded. It would be totally anonymous. Sometimes you want an anonymous survey and sometimes you don't, but in this case we do want this to collect email addresses. And I'm going to leave all of the other options set at the defaults. So restrict to Northern Humboldt Consortium of Schools, and then everything else is unchecked, and I will save this. Now, if I want, what I would like for you to do is send this to me and at least a couple of other students in this classroom. So email to J. Smith, and there I am. And let's see, maybe I'll send it to Ayla. Oops, just misspelling it. There we go. And maybe I'll send one to Damien. And I'll send one to Akira, and then I will click the send button and that will get sent out to those people. Then once they respond, you'll be able to see what their responses are. I'm not actually going to send this, but I would like you to actually send this, and then once you if you receive a survey, please go ahead and take it and answer the questions and submit it back to the person who sent it to you. That's it for now.